Hey, thanks so much for joining. Hope you're doing well today. Today, I am going to talk about, thanks for joining, You Watch Security. We're going to talk about book covers today. I hope you've had a great day and hope you found a way to celebrate the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Today, I want to a vision program today. It was called the 2020 Vision Experience with Dr. Geneva Williams. It was at, hey, Leanne, thanks so much for joining. It was at St. Regis Hotel in downtown Detroit, and we talked about having a vision, and it was such a good program. We talked about what's your 10 core values, and they gave us a list of all the values, and you would take these values and put them down and get your top 10 and then narrow it down to the top 3. So at the end, I'll give you some of my top 10 core values. The first one that I had, these are not in no particular order. It was success, accountability, empowerment, education, accomplishment, leadership, consistency, spirituality, and integrity. And so from those 10, we had to narrow it down to 3. And so the 3 that I chose, the first one was spirituality, faith, number 2, excellence, and number 3, integrity. So those were my 3 core values that I selected. So those are the 3 core values that are most important to me. And also we talked about areas of our life that needs a vision. So there were 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 12 areas of our life that we talked about regarding the vision. We talked about romantic and significant other part of your life, money, home environment, leisure, fun, and recreation. We talked about personal growth, learning and self-development, health, mental, physical, emotional, and well-being. And we talked about family and friends. We talked about career and business, spiritual and community service. So those are 12 areas of your life. So it was really good. It was a really, really good program, and basically set the foundation for 2020. So I really enjoyed going to that program. Again, shout out to Dr. Geneva Williams with the 2020 vision experience. So it was a really good program that I went to today. So today, what I wanted to talk about was book titles, book covers. So book covers, when it comes to your book cover, I want to talk about the things that you need when you're thinking about book covers. And then we'll talk about what is typically on a book cover. So the first thing that you need to do is, now you make this decision. Like if you're doing it yourself, you'll make the decision yourself. But if you're doing it with a company that's helping you, like a self-publishing company provides self-publishing services, then you will be involved as well. So say for instance, if you have a traditional publisher, they handle all of that. You don't do any, you don't have any say so in the traditional publishing route. But say you're self-publishing your book and you want to, create your book cover. So these are some important things to take a look at when you are creating your book cover. The first thing is you have to know what size book you are going to have. So my book is 6x9, which is the standard size for books. But there are books smaller than this, like 5x8 is a popular trim size. It is called the trim size for your book. But 6x9 is the typical book size. So when you have your book, you need to have a few things. You need to know what colors you're going to use on your book and know the meaning behind those colors, because different colors have different meanings. Now, if you want to, take a look at colors and have a wide variety to choose from, Google Hex calculator, HEX calculator. When you Google that, it'll bring up all the different shades of colors. So you can kind of look at the colors and kind of decide what color you want for your book. Another thing you will need to know is your exact page size. The reason you need to know your exact page size, because your exact page size will determine the width of your book. And when you determine your width of your book, it will determine how much you can fit on the border on the outside of your book. So my book was 109 pages. And on my book, I was just able to fit my name and the title of the book. Sometimes if the book width is big enough, you can put your logo on there. The logo of whoever published you can put that logo on there. So that is something that you can, you need to know. So the first thing you need to know is the trim size, the size of your book, the size of your book. 6x9 is a typical trim size for paperback book. Trim size, the colors. What colors do you want on your book? I have this little cheat sheet here, and of course my of course my tablet closed up, but I have some notes here. Okay, so the trim size, colors, and again, for colors you can research Google hex calculator. When you Google the hex calculator, you'll be able to see all these different colors that are available. The page number will help determine the width of this portion on your book here. The width of your book. Okay, and you should also Google book covers, and also Amazon. Go to Amazon and look at book covers in your genre, because it'll help you, see what those book covers look like that are in your genre. Okay, so the front of the book, you need to have your title. And if it's a nonfiction book, typically nonfiction books do have a subtitle. Not all of them do, but a lot of them do have subtitles. So your title is what your book is about, and the subtitle tells exactly what you want. What's the main theme of your book? So with my book, Skyrocket Your Success, and then my subtitle, 10 Keys to Refocus, Reposition, and Reclaim Your Purpose. So you need your title, subtitle, a quality image that you can see, a quality image, and the author's name. So again, the title, subtitle, quality image, and the author's name. Now, on the back of the book, you need to have your synopsis, which is a summary of your book. What is your book about? So typically the synopsis will break down, you'll have like a opening statement, or maybe you want to ask a question or opening statement for your book. And then you will have what you will learn. You will learn, name 4 to 5 things that the person is going to learn as a result of reading your book. And then a final statement. And then at the bottom, you need to have a updated image. So you need to have an updated picture. So you need to do a photo shoot so that you can have an updated headshot. And that headshot will be very important, because if you are using your book to start speaking, you're going to need to have an updated photo of you, that you would submit when you do your speaking engagement. So you'll have your photo and a brief bio. So when I say brief bio, maybe like 2 to 3 paragraphs, or you can have 4. I have 4 here, but 2 to 3 paragraphs. And then your barcode will go on the back of the book. Your barcode will have your ISBN number on it, and you will also have your ISBN number, and then the price will be on here as well. Okay, so the ISBN number is $125 for one, and then the barcode is I think typically $25. So again, you will have the title of your book will be here, your synopsis, your bio, your picture. Now, I have my logo on the back of the book here. So I self-publish, but I have my logo for Quashar Detroit Publishing, and you will have your barcode with your ISBN number on it. So again, You always need to think about what colors you're going to have in your book. So when you're ready to do your book cover, you'll have your color. You need to know what colors you want. And again, you can Google hex calculator, and that will give you the various colors that are available. So you can kind of research that. Your title, subtitle, author's name, and then a quality image. So what a good rule of thumb is to make sure that you're researching books that are in your genre, so you'll know what's familiar and what books in your genre look like. So I would advise that you Google books that are in your genre, check Amazon, check Smashwords, Barnes and Noble online, Apple Books. Just check online and see what books in your genre look like, so that you'll know, have an idea. And the ones that you love, you need to, take a snapshot of those book covers, so that you can show, so you'll know, how how you want your book to look. And if you're doing it yourself, then you'll have it for yourself when you're going to send your information to a graphic design artist, so they can design your book cover. Also, and on the back, synopsis. So one day this week we're going to talk about writing your synopsis, and also another day we're going to talk about writing your bio. Now I have a little cheat sheet for your bio, and if you want the cheat sheet, please send me a direct message. I'll send that to you. But it's just like basic questions that can assist with that. People do judge books by the cover. That is correct. It is a big marketing point for you. Exactly, Leanne. Yes, people do judge books by cover. So if your book cover looks homemade, people are going to judge you by that, and they're going to think that the book is not professional. So you want to make sure that everything about your book is professional, starting with the book cover. And I would start now, if you're writing a book, I will start kind of doing that research, months in advance before you even finish writing your book, because you want to know what the books look like in your genre. And so, like I said, Amazon and Google can be your best friend. So I would start doing that research right now, so that you can make sure that your book looks professional. Okay, so let's look at some other book covers. So I have another book here, and this was written by Tennille M. Jackson, Being an Authorpreneur. This is a very good book. How to Succeed in the Book Business. So this is her book cover. This is the title. This is the subtitle. And these are the images on her book, and her name is at the bottom, Tennille M. Jackson. And if we look on the back, she has her photo, and then she has her synopsis, her barcode, and then her logo on the book as well. So, basically she has the same information. Some people have their synopsis and their bio on the back of the book. Also, people do have a full bio on the inside of the book near the last few pages of the book. So some people set it up differently, but the cover, you have your title, subtitle, image, and your name, the author's name here on the back photo. She's got an image here, and she's got her bio and synopsis. Yeah, it's her bio on here and her synopsis for the book. Yep. So typically it's set up that way. Another thing that you want to do with the back cover of your book is that you want to make sure that you put some kind of contact information. If someone's doing a quick glance at your book, you want to make sure that they have some contact information on here, so that if they want to get in contact with you, they don't have to thumb through the book. Maybe you can leave an email address here or a website at the bottom of your book, so they'll know exactly where to find you. So, the trends change. Keep up to date. Right. So always research book covers. Like I said, that's why it's very important to look at Amazon or Smashwords or Barnes and Noble, or go to the bookstore, which is a very good thing to do. Go to the bookstore and look for books in your genre, and just look and see how those books look at the bookstore. 9 times out of 10, majority of the books at the bookstore may be traditionally published. There may be some self-published books there. There will be some self-published books there too, but typically look at the books and see how they're set up, because you're going to need to know that and make sure that your books are, up to date with what's going on with the current trends in book publishing. So you want to take a look at that. And also, I want to just talk to you and make sure that you're keeping up to date with the 21-day challenge. Today is day 11 with the 21 challenge. And all I'm doing is just asking that you write 15 minutes a day, because we just want to make sure that you are consistent with writing, because as you write, you will build your writing muscle. And it will be, very helpful if you start writing and you practice writing, because it'll become a habit for you. So, that is that. Just wanted to come on briefly, talk about book covers. Again, the front matter of your book, you need to have your title, subtitle, a quality image, an author's name. On the back of the book, typically you have the title of your book, a synopsis, a bio, author photo, and contact information, along with the barcode. And the barcode will have the ISBN number on with the price. So I hope this information was helpful. I just wanted to come on really quickly today. Wasn't going to do too much of a long live, but I thank you so much for joining me today. Leanne, do you have any other comments or questions or anything? So I see, okay. Well, again, this was a really brief live today. So I just wanted to pop in for a moment just to see how things are going. If you have any questions, again, please feel free to send me your questions. Any questions through the direct message. Also, if you're looking to create an outline for your nonfiction book, please send me a direct message. A 1-hour session is $99, so that we can just basically set the foundation for your book. It's $99 for the session, which is 60 minutes. If you are interested, please send me a direct message and we can schedule some time in the month of February, because this month I'm pretty booked up. But so for the month of February, if you want to schedule an hour session to outline your book, you may need a couple, 2-3 sessions, but just to get started if you want to. Yes, Leanne, that is correct. If you are working on a series, keep in mind to keep the brand, keep it a cohesive branding in mind. Right, exactly, correct. Right, so your books are recognizable, and when they pick up your book, they're going to automatically know who the author is, because it looks just like the previous edition of the book. Mm-hmm. Yes. Right. If it's a series, it should look alike. I agree 100%. So I thank you so much for joining me and always being so engaged. Okay, so I think I'm going to go ahead and end today. I just wanted to pop in for a minute, talk about book covers, and I'll be on shortly tomorrow, probably around, I would say around 9 o'clock tomorrow. I'll come in about 15 minutes and just talk. We'll talk about writing your synopsis on tomorrow. Simply Passion. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm just about to wrap up, but we were talking about book covers and some important things to look for when you are creating your book cover, whether if you're doing it or if you have a graphic design artist do it. And I advise, unless you're a graphic design artist, that you have a graphic design artist create your book cover for you, so that it'll be professional. If this is something that you don't do on a daily basis, because like Leanne said, people do judge you by your book cover. We talked about the front matter of your book, having a title, a subtitle, a quality, clear image. And you have to make sure that the images that you have, those images are available. You just can't take any image and put it on your book cover. You have to make sure that that image is available. And you have to make sure, and sometimes you have to pay. There are some free images that you can use, but then there's some other images that you have to pay for. So you just can't take any image because it's pretty or because it looks nice and want to put it on your book cover. You have to make sure that you have the rights to do that. So that's something else that you have to research to see, to make sure that you won't receive a cease and desist from someone because you're just using the image for free when you need to have paid for that service. So that's something that you want to look into. So again, always make sure that you research your book colors, and you can Google hex calculator, HEX calculator, to see all the different shades of colors that you could use on your book. Again, your title, your subtitle, author's name, and make sure that you are writing your author's name the same way every time you write it. So like with my book, I have Quashara L. Halliburton. So with all the books that I write, I'm going to put my first name, middle initial, last name. And I'm not just going to do Shara Halliburton. Even though I go by Shara Halliburton, all of my books are with my legal name, Quashara L. Halliburton. So make sure that your name is consistent throughout your book. Anywhere you sign your name, make sure that it's consistent with how you have it on your book cover. Okay, so I am just about done for the day. Lavender Gemini, thanks so much for joining. We're talking about book covers, and I'm kind of wrapping up. I just came on for a short time. We talked about making sure that you know what colors you want for your book, making sure that you have your title name, subtitle, author name, and a quality image. And on the back of your book, the back matter, your synopsis, and a quality photo for your author. So have an updated photo. You want to make sure that you look, similar to your photo, and so that people can recognize you. And also a short bio and the logo of whoever published your book, and your barcode, which is typically $25, and your ISBN number will be on your barcode, which is $125 for ISBN number, and it'll have the cost of your book on here. So, and also it's important to know how many pages your book will be, so they'll know how wide the spine. I couldn't remember the name. The spine will be, and on my spine, it was just enough room for my title and my name. But typically, if you're writing a book that has a heavier word count, then it'll be wider, and maybe you can fit the logo on the spine as well. And also knowing your book size. The typical size for a nonfiction book is a 6x9, although there are other popular sizes like 5x8. So just, basically going over that really quickly. And I also talked about an event that I went to today, the 2020 Vision 2020 experience with Dr. Geneva Williams. It was a very good event. Talked about vision and how you need to pick your core values. And then we narrowed our 10 core values down to 3. And we answered some questions about our vision and what because your vision is your roadmap to your success. And you need to make a vision for your personal life as well as your career. There were 12 different areas of your life that you can make a vision for. So that's what we talked about today during this workshop that I went to. And it was a really, really good workshop for women. So it was a women's event. So I went today with my mom, and it was a really good workshop. So I was glad that I went to that workshop. So that's about it. Thanks so much for joining me. If you have any questions, send me a direct message. And again, we're doing a 21-day writing challenge where I am challenging you to write at least 15 minutes a day, because writing for 15 minutes will build your writing muscle, and being consistent will help you when you start writing your book. So if you get in the habit of writing, you'll be able to complete the task of writing. You can set up a schedule for yourself. Like maybe you write 30 minutes a day. As you get closer to your deadline, you maybe, some days you may write for 2 hours, 3 hours, but if you start out with at least 15 minutes a day, you'll start building consistency, that will lead to success. Well, all right. Well, I appreciate you joining me. Again, if you have any questions, please send me a direct message and I can answer the questions during one of the lives during the 21-day challenge. All right, I'll talk to you soon. Peace out.